NFL action tonight, plus college football and plenty of college basketball as well. Who's missing the NBA? Come on, raise your hand. Let's count. You know what? Let me tell you guys, I was a communications major with a degree in broadcast journalism, but also minored in business. And I don't have to be an economics major to understand this basic point. The dollar that you don't make today, you never make up tomorrow. And these NBA players missing the first of their monthly paychecks as of Tuesday. I don't care whether you're a bench player making the mid-level exception and maybe you only were going to take home $175,000 on Tuesday, or you're one of the highest paid athletes in the game and you would have taken home $1.4 million on Tuesday. You are never going to make that dollar up. Never, ever, you're going to make that dollar up. So they can talk the good game about they're doing this for the future of the league, the future generations of players. I'm sorry, you got to be selfish when you're in negotiations, and you have to realize owners are sitting there, and these owners do not make their money based on what the teams do. In fact, if you were to believe the NBA, 22 of the teams lost money last year. These owners, when the league is shut down, if this is true, 22 teams lost money, you can do the math, they are actually not bleeding money right now with no action going on. So, in reality, the players are the only ones that lose. And I told you before, guys, when we had the last NBA strike and then we had the 50-game shortened season, in this business, the gambling handicapping business, up until that time, NBA was big. I mean, we had the national TV doubleheaders. We were coming out of the Bird, Michael Jordan era. The interest in the NBA was so huge. But then it was like out of sight, out of mind. And I noticed in our business, the handicapping industry, all of a sudden college basketball just became the thing that everybody focused on. And if you had a big pie, 100% of the pie are gamblers, right? 100% of you bet the NFL, about 100% of you bet college football. As we go into college basketball, come March Madness, there's about 75% of that pie still gambling. Come the NBA, maybe the NBA playoffs, you're down to about 30-35%. And of that original pie of gamblers, about 10 to 12% bet baseball. Again, out of sight, out of mind. How many of you out there are going, damn it, tonight I missed that big game with the Toronto Raptors taking on the Minnesota T-Wolves? In fact, if you're in Toronto or Minnesota or any of the other cities and have a hard time drawing, do you even care that there's no NBA? Again, college basketball is king. College basketball is king right now until you get into the NBA playoffs. And I think with the NBA players really have miscalculated here. This isn't like the NFL. I mean, the NFL has become part of the fabric of our lives. I mean, we basically, not even from a gambling standpoint, but as a fan standpoint, we live and die for pro football. It's what we talk about on Sports Talk Radio all year long. It's what dominates the conversation throughout the season until your team is eliminated from postseason competition. It's not that way for the NBA. Again, nobody is pining for that fourth game in 6 nights that the Sacramento Kings are going to be playing in the middle of January. It's just something that nobody cares about. So anyway, there's the economics lesson today. And in Vegas, probably the handle, because of the lack of NBA and most of your sports books, is going to drop 15 to 20% of the total handle can be attributed to the NBA because of the daily steady action. But as I showed you, from a handicapping perspective, to me, the way I look at it, if we had the NBA right now, this is the time to make money. Because in the opening weeks of any season, it's the only time you have the advantage over the odds makers. I've shown you in college basketball, I'm 2-0 with the college basketball plays so far. North Carolina over Michigan State a couple of nights ago. Kansas getting killed by Kentucky, and I had the Wildcats in that game. Of course, yesterday, I told you I came this close to pulling the trigger on Indiana. Should have pulled the trigger on Indiana instead of going with Miami of Ohio in college football, which snapped my 5 straight best bet winners and my streak of 10 out of 13 winning days. But gave you the Indiana Hoosiers, and they got the job done against Evansville. Got another free college basketball play coming your way in just a moment. Also want to talk about a couple of hot handicappers. Anthony Redd last night, 75-9 play. A big play for him, third biggest play ever in college basketball for him in his career, and he cashed in last evening with Clemson laying 17.5 and a 23-point win over the Citadel. Tonight, 4th ever 100-dime college basketball play of his career. Not season, not month, of his career. It's his 2011 Game of the Year. It goes on the nighttime card, and he has 2 bonus NFL plays, a 50-dime play on the Jets-Broncos side, a 25-dime play on the total. All 3 selections available from Anthony Red tonight. And, of course, it's Thursday, so I've got to talk about Trace Adams, right, guys? I mean, the Thursday Night King, that's what he calls himself, and for good reason. Thursday Night Football, since 2007, Trace's record 58-28-2. 30 games over 500, right? And normally a 1,000-star play is his best bet, but on Thursdays he often raises the bar to what he calls a 1,500-star lead pipe block. Well, these 1,500-star plays over the past 4 years, 40-18. 40-18. Last week, lead pipe block, 1,500-star winner, Virginia Tech at Georgia Tech, getting the job done. 2 weeks ago, Florida State steamrolling Boston College and Chestnut Hill. And tonight, another 1,500-star lead pipe block winner, number 8 out of 10, North Carolina, Virginia Tech, plus his Broncos Jets side. Both plays going from Trace Adams. Also, one other guy I want to talk about, Matt Rivers with 300,000-star Thursday Stone Cold Locks. Winner number 9 out of 10 going tonight in North Carolina, Virginia Tech. He's won 8 of his last 9 Thursday 300,000-star plays. So that's another guy that's got something going here this evening. By the way, many of you took advantage of that free play I gave you yesterday from Derek Mancini. Thank you, Derek, for allowing me to give away your play for free. And I hope all of you that got it enjoyed it as he hit his 3rd straight Dog of the Month play as he cashed in with Georgia Southern last night, getting the job done, and you got that 20-dime winner, of which he's now won 16 of his last 21 as Georgia Southern got the cover against Wake Forest. Guys, your money-saving discount coupon code tonight is going to be FALL10. Fall 10, F-A-L-L, and the number 10. That'll save you $10 off of any single purchase you make today. Fall 10 will save you $10 off, F-A-L-L, and the number 10. No space between the word or the number. Fall 10 is your money-saving discount coupon code. Let's talk about the football game tonight. Denver and the New York Jets, this total is sitting right there at 40 points. I don't see them going over this total. I mean, listen, you've got a Denver team that, of course, is a run-first team. You run the ball, you run time off the clock. You've got a quarterback that's running a spread option attack. I mean, you've got a quarterback that's running. Whether Willis McGahee plays or not tonight doesn't really matter. I mean, they gave third-string running back Lance Ball 30 carries last week in the road win against Kansas City. You've got a New York Jets team that has suddenly rediscovered its ground game, as Sean Green has had 3 strong games in a row, and the Jets are going to be looking to establish the run as well. I think that this, again, equals a lot of time off the clock. I think that the Jets are a good enough defensive team to at least contain somewhat this Broncos gimmicky offensive attack. So I think this game has no more than 30 points scored in it, around 30-31. I think the under is the only way you can play it. College basketball, guys, I want to go with Denver. Yeah, not the Broncos. Denver, the Pioneers, guys, in case you're on Jeopardy tomorrow. The Pioneers, a 2.5-point favorite against Southern Mississippi, playing at home tonight at 9 o'clock. Denver, and here's another one in case you're on Jeopardy. Where does Denver play? Did you even know Denver had a college basketball team? Magnus Arena, okay? Magnus Arena. Denver's off to a 2-0 start, beat Portland State at home 69-61 behind guard Brian Stafford's 32-point performance, and then they came back and beat that noted basketball powerhouse on Monday night on the road, Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Struggled in the game to beat them, but they did, as Stafford had 25 points. As far as Southern Mississippi, they opened and played their only game against Spring Hill. Not Spring Hill Suites of the Marriott hotel chain. No, we're talking about Spring Hill. I don't know anything about Spring Hill. I didn't even look it up, Spring Hill. All I know is that Spring Hill is an NAIA team, which I think is one step ahead above a good high school college basketball team. So all you Spring Hill graduates, please don't send me emails. I don't even know where you exist, okay? I don't care where you exist, but if that's the best Southern Miss could do, I will certainly take a pass on them tonight and go with Denver, a team that has 4 starters back, and really 5 starters back, because their starting center, Rob Lewis, missed last year. Actually, he's been out of action 16 months before returning for this season, so they really are a veteran team. Meanwhile, Southern Mississippi, a team that lost its top 3 scorers from a year ago, and those 3 combined for a little over 40 points. And that's a team that led Conference USA in scoring last year with 74 points a game. So they lost over half of their scoring from last year. A young team. That's why I'm going to take Denver minus the points at home in that one. Now, Southern Mississippi in college football is a huge favorite tonight. But keep in mind, Southern Mississippi is also playing in double revenge against USP because they lost in double overtime last year at home. This is a team that has won 8 consecutive games, struggled to beat Central Florida 30-29 on Saturday, lucky to beat UCF in that game. It was a game in which they were laying 10 points. They were up late, 2 minutes to go, fumbled the ball deep around the 10-yard line in Central Florida when they would have went in or at least gotten a field goal for the game-covering score. Instead, Central Florida recovered, drove the field. They were right there going for a 2-point conversion to win the game and failed. But still, Southern Mississippi has won 8 straight games, averaging 41.1 points a game in that stretch. UAB 2-8 overall this year, 2-5 in Conference US play, having a horrific defense, and that's why I'm going to go with Southern Mississippi. I think laying the points in double revenge. They've got a good quarterback in Austin Davis who's thrown for over 2,500 yards, and this UAB pass defense doesn't exist. 7 quarterback sacks this season, okay? And giving up, about a little over 200 yards a game through the air, giving up almost 196 yards on the ground. That's why I'm willing to lay the points with Southern Miss. Your other free plays, Denver in college basketball, and the Jets Broncos under the total. Good luck, everybody, and I'll catch you again on Friday.